The WWE Slammy Awards returned last year, and I thought they went on without a hitch. I thought they were a very good show. I thought it was a great list of finalists, and I thought the actual winners were pretty solid. I thought it was actually a pretty good, show because they allowed the fans to pick for themselves rather than actually having WWE pick, which I thought was always stupid. But last year, I guess you could call it, they had the fans do most of the selections, and I thought it was way better. So this year, we are going to do something very similar. This year, I am going to be picking who I think should win each WWE Slammy Award. Let's get into it. Let's start with Female Superstar of the Year. There are a bunch of nominees this year, so let's get through them. First, we start with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan had a phenomenal 2024. She took off since WrestleMania. She became champion at King and Queen of the Ring, and she did an absolutely phenomenal job. I don't think she gets enough praise to this day. Even from within the company, she is not very high on the card right now, and I don't understand why. She should be in that world title picture right now with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky, but she unfortunately is not right now. Hopefully maybe that'll change, but Liv Morgan has had an absolute phenomenal year. I mean, seriously, I don't know, she's just been really, really good this year, and she's been the most entertaining female to watch on the entire roster this year. Next, we move to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, I don't understand why she's on this list. I really, really don't. Rhea Ripley should not be on this list, in my opinion. She was injured for about 3 months, and the other months that she was here, you barely saw her wrestle, and then her promos were basically atrocious. So I don't understand why she's on the list. I think she's only on this list because she is the biggest female superstar in the WWE. And I hate to say it for all of you, but she is. So, yeah, I don't understand why she's on this list, though. Next, we have Bayley. Bayley also had a phenomenal 2024 in the sense that she won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania from Io Sky, putting on one of the best female matches of the entire calendar year. And then she held that title up until SummerSlam, and then she had a rematch at Bad Blood or whatever, but I want to say around Bad Blood is when she started to just go down a little bit. You didn't see her a lot, and when you did, she didn't feel as important as she used to. So with that being said, she had a good start to the year, but this past couple of months, she has not been that prominently featured. Next, we have Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax, same boat as Bayley. She had a phenomenal start to the year, winning the championship at SummerSlam from Bayley, and then holding it until the last episode of Smackdown I don't remember which episode it was, but the last Smackdown in December, and that was when Tiffany Stratton cashed in on her. But up until that point, I thought Nia Jax had a great year. She did everything you wanted to see from a heel champion, and she is an underrated speaker. Truth be told, she is an underrated talker on the mic. So I truthfully think she's had a really, really good year. Speak of the devil, we have Tiffany Stratton next. Tiffany Stratton also had an amazing year. She won the WWE Championship via cash-in on the last episode of SmackDown in December. And then her reign so far has actually been pretty good, but this feud with Charlotte's kind of left a little bit to be desired. I think that can be said with everybody, though. I think everybody feels the same way about that. But she's also won the Money in the Bank contract back in July, and let's not get into her Money in the Bank run, because gosh, that was just annoying, because they do the same thing with all of them. They fake cash in for a couple of months, and then they finally do it. But truthfully, Tiffany Stratton has had a phenomenal year, and if you were going to count the beginning of 2024 back at Elimination Chamber, that was her first PLE on the main roster, and she did a phenomenal job in it. So yeah, I think she's had a great 2024. Unfortunately, I don't think that's where they count this. I think they count it from WrestleMania to WrestleMania that calendar year. So Even that being said, I really do believe Tiffany Stratton has had a phenomenal year. Her year had only gone up, and I thought she did a great job. Next, we have Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, first inaugural U.S. champion on the women's side. She has done a great job with this title so far. I mean, I'm glad they haven't taken it off her just yet. And yeah, I mean, honestly, she just has been featured more prominently within this past year, and that's all can be said about her. I mean, she's done a great job with the time that she's been allotted now. So good for her. And last but not least, we have Io Sky. Io Sky is a difficult one here because, yes, she's had a great year, but at the same time, she has not held the championship throughout this entire year outside of when she just won it from Rhea Ripley. And then, basically, we are ranking her based off her matches here. Her promo skills, again, are still left to be decided, but that's because, obviously, there's a language barrier, so you can't really, get on her for that. But honestly, I think she's had a really good year. I mean, her year, again, has probably been a little underrated. She is always the one to put on a great match, and even doing that, she is really good at doing that. So, yeah. And now, the Slammy Award, in my opinion, goes to Liv Morgan. This has been no competition for Liv Morgan, in my opinion. I've seen some people give it to Io Sky, and I really don't understand why. They blame the Rhea Ripley feud on that whole Liv Morgan winning the Slammy Award, but I could care less about that feud. I'm not looking at that feud for this. I'm looking at everything Liv Morgan has done throughout this past year, and that even within that feud, Liv Morgan carried it. So I don't understand why everybody is so quick to give it to Io Sky, for instance. Io Sky can't talk. She can't carry any feud right now. I mean, she does with her charisma. So for that being said, I guess that's good for her. But in my opinion, this easily goes to Liv Morgan because she is great in the ring. She is phenomenal in the ring. She has shown that the last year. And she is the best talker on the mic, hands down. She can carry any feud. She is just so damn good at it. And she has just had a phenomenal 2024. And quite frankly, I really do believe she should win this Female Superstar of the Year. Next, we have Most Memorable Entrance. We start with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Yes, that was a great entrance, I guess you can call it. Then we have Jey Uso with Travis Scott smoking a blunt in the audience on the Raw debut of Netflix. That was a solid entrance as well. Then we have Roman Reigns making his final entrance as WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Then we have The Rock showing up at WrestleMania. Another phenomenal entrance. He had the bowl that turned into a fire bowl, which was really, really cool, and he was standing in the middle of it. Then we have Bayley's entrance. I thought it was a solid entrance for someone who probably doesn't get featured prominently enough, in my opinion. Then we have Randy Orton at Bash in Berlin. That was another solid entrance because the crowd sang his song so damn loud. Yeah, deserving. Then we have Seth Rollins at WrestleMania with the Philadelphia Mummers Band. That was a funny entrance. Don't know if it was a great entrance, but it was a funny entrance because seeing Seth Rollins dressed up with all these people, it was just a cool, funny entrance. Then we have Sami Zayn with Jey Uso in Montreal, Canada. They entered through the crowd. This was a hype entrance, honestly. This was a very hype, phenomenal entrance. I liked it a lot. It was just different, The entrances started getting very different since WrestleMania, and I liked it. Then we have Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, where at first he was with his wife and his son, and then we followed him through Gorilla, and he ran into Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens hyped him up, got him in the right mindset. Sami Zayn was doubting himself, and then Kevin Owens hyped him up and got him in the right mindset. I thought it was great. Then, one I really don't understand why is on this list, but Logan Paul and Machine Gun Kelly at SummerSlam. I did not think it was that memorable, but okay. And then we have Dominic Mysterio at Bad Blood with Liv Morgan in the lowrider. I absolutely love this entrance. It was so fucking cool, honestly. as much as I want to shit on all these other entrances, this one is just so fucking cool in my opinion, but it is what it is. Then we have Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Heroes welcome, basically. I thought it was a great entrance. The crowd absolutely loved him. It was just so fun to watch. And the Slammy Award goes to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I don't care what you say. This was just a fantastic entrance in my opinion, because you could just see it in his face, the confidence, but at the same time, you kind of just knew it was over. And there was just something about it, the chills, and this is when they debuted his new theme music. Yeah, if you listen closely enough, you will notice that they are singing the new song that currently plays for him when he comes out to his entrance. Yeah, I don't like it as much as I like his old one, but still, it's still a really freaking awesome entrance. And yeah, not you can't say anything about it, man. This entrance was phenomenal. It just really gave it to you. I've seen some people give it to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, which the same argument could be made, but I don't know, man. There's just something about Roman Reigns entrances that just stick with you. It's awesome. Next we have OMG moment of the year, which I find kind of stupid, but it is what it is. First we have Cody Rhodes at the end of WrestleMania, basically finishing the finishing touches of that entire match. So I want to say the last 5 minutes of it, and then the celebration that he had. That was a really, really fun moment, a really cool moment in my opinion. I loved it a lot. Then we have Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan. Another amazing moment. Kevin Owens turning on Cody Rhodes, and it also says Randy Orton in October, so I guess I more think it's Kevin Owens turning on Cody Rhodes, but because that happened first. But yeah, still a fantastic moment. New Day turning on Big E, a moment that is just such a shocking moment in my opinion, but wow, have they not done much with the New Day since. Tiffany Stratton cashing in and winning the WWE Championship from Nia Jax, another shocking moment because they had been teasing that cash in forever, it felt like. Damian Priest cashing in on Drew McIntyre, another one that took absolutely forever to cash in on, or just to cash in general, and then he did it at Drew and created one of the best moments of the year. So I can hate on all these Money in the Bank cash-ins all you want, but some of them they just deliver once it finally happens. And then we have Wyatt Six debuting. Phenomenal debut, let me tell you. Phenomenal. But wow, they have not done much with the Wyatt Six since. And I don't understand why. Outside, I know Bo Dallas might have been a little bit injured lately, but wow, Wyatt Six, when they were wrestling and were around, they were not presented very well at all. Braun Breaker spearing ISHO Speed, that was a hilarious moment. Bronson Reed hitting a tsunami on Braun Strowman, that was a big whoa moment. John Cena turning on Cody Rhodes, turning heel. Wow, that was a huge moment in my opinion. Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam, another huge moment. And then Io Sky beating Rhea Ripley. That is more recent, but at the same time, that was still a very shocking moment. Now this one, there is obviously no debate with who this goes to. The Slammy Award goes to John Cena turning heel. That was by far the biggest OMG moment of the year. Hands down. There's no getting around that. That was easily the biggest, hands down, OMG moment of the year. Next we have Faction of the Year, starting with the OG Bloodline. I don't understand why they're on this list because they were only a faction throughout November. Next we have both versions of the Judgment Day, post Rhea Ripley and during Rhea Ripley. That was a great time. Then we have the new Bloodline, and Jacob Fatu is the only memorable piece of this entire thing. Now, I don't understand why American Made is on this list at all, but American Made, I guess. And then we have Damage Control, who was barely even a faction this year. So, some of these people don't even deserve to be on this list. And the Slammy Award goes to the Judgment Day, because they had the most turmoil throughout the entire group, and the changes and everything being made. Sure, the Judgment Day have not had a great year, and honestly, this was not the year of factions. In my opinion, factions this year were not very good, but if I had to give one to someone, it would be the Judgment Day, because of all the drama and shit that happened throughout the summer with them. That absolutely carried the year, or carried the summer, I want to say. Everything within the Judgment Day was absolute gold throughout that entire summer. Unfortunately, the summer is gone, and we have to deal with what we have now. But yeah, Judgment Day and all the drama that happened throughout that summer was phenomenal and absolutely carried the summer. I don't care what you say, the New Bloodline is the only other one I would consider for this, and the only memorable piece of that is Jacob Fatu. So I'm not gonna have one person carry an entire faction there. It's gonna be the entire faction, and Judgment Day's entire faction basically carried them throughout all of that summer, so that was fun. Next we have Tag Team of the Year. We start with DIY. They won the championships this year. Then we have Awesome Truth, who aren't even a tag team anymore. Then we have A-Town Down Under, solid tag team. Then we have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, who are not a tag team anymore, but they have had a solid year holding those championships for a while. Then we have Motor City Machine Guns, another solid tag team. Then we have the Bloodline, and I'm going to probably say it was Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, because Solo took the belt off of Jacob Fatu to be the full-time enforcer, so I give it to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Solid as well. Next we have the War Raiders. I don't get why they're on this list, but whatever. Then we have the Judgment Day. Oh god, they had a horrendous run. Let's move on. Then we have the Street Profits, another fantastic tag team. And last but not least, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, another one. Why the fuck are they on this list? I have no idea. And the winner goes to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This was without a doubt, hands down, the best tag team of the year. They held the belts forever. They were just the most dominant tag team. They propped up the women's tag team division so much, and it was so needed. And now it's with Liv and Raquel, who I don't think are doing a terrible job either. They're doing a better job than what Finn and JD did when they had the tag titles, but yeah. Bianca and Jade just absolutely carried the tag team division, but quite frankly, the Smackdown men's tag team division is doing so damn well. So honestly, any of those five in that tag team over there, on any of those tag teams over there, I could have easily have given the award to. Probably the favorite being DIY. Now we move on to my favorite category, and that being Rivalry of the Year. We start with CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Absolute classic rivalry that didn't even include the title. They went on from the Royal Rumble up until Bad Blood, and wow, just a heated rivalry that you honestly thought they hated each other in real life. It was just a fantastic rivalry. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, another classic rivalry. That feud had been going on for over a year. They've faced each other twice at WrestleMania, and just another fantastic feud. And now we move on to a dog shit feud. This was an absolute clusterfuck of a feud that should never have happened, because they just did not have any plans for it, it felt like. This feud fell apart the moment it started. It was terrible. Why is it even on here? I really don't know. This was a god-awful reign. Then we have another shit reign. I keep saying reign. It's a shit feud. Should have never happened. Why? At least Finn and Priest was a little bit better than Liv and Rhea. But oh my god, was this terrible as well. Priest and Finn should have been a fantastic feud, but it was a god-awful feud again. Then we move on to Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, which I would say carried the WWE throughout the holidays, from around Thanksgiving up until the Royal Rumble, this past Royal Rumble. Wow, this has just been a great feud between the two of them as well. I can't say enough about it. It was such a fun feud between them. I mean, seriously, it carried WWE throughout the holidays. It was a great feud. Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. This is an underrated feud because Nia Jax has basically been belittling Tiffany for the longest time, and Tiffany had to deal with it all the time, but she finally had enough and finally cashed in on Nia's ass, and it was just a great feud with a great culmination of different things that just made it such a good women's feud. What Rhea and fucking Liv should have been, but it wasn't. And one I think could have been better, but it's the OG bloodline versus the new bloodline, and yeah, it was a great feud for when it was a thing, which really only was for War Games. That was the only time that this was really a feud, and then they ended up having to include two random people, and those being Bronson Reed and CM Punk. But either way, it was a great feud, but as I said, it could have been better. Yeah. The Slammy Award goes to, I think you can already tell who I was going to give it to, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. There's just nothing else I can say about the two of them. Absolute classic match, and the title wasn't even included. Just a fantastic feud that lasted throughout the entire year, it felt like, and just money. Anytime the two of them went at it, it was just a money feud. Great job, both of them. Seriously, just a fantastic job for both of them. We now move on to NXT Superstar of the Year. I don't really cover NXT a lot, but I know a little bit about it. The only reason I don't cover it is because I don't watch NXT all the time, so I don't obviously know everything about NXT. But let's get into it. First, we have Obafemi. Obafemi, 100% is hands down one of the best. I mean, I love Obafemi. He's probably my favorite from NXT. Then we have Roxanne Perez. Obafemi would be my male favorite or whatever in NXT. She would 100% be my female favorite in NXT. I always side with the heels. There's just something about the heels that I love, and Roxanne Perez does a phenomenal job being a heel. Then we have Trick Williams. Again, not a great render of him, but either way, Trick Williams is he just had a fantastic year, and quite frankly, if it's not Obafemi, it's him. Fantastic year. Then we have Ethan Page, who joined around summer, who joined WWE around like at the beginning of the summer. I was gonna say I don't really understand why he's on this list, but I guess he had been there for a majority of the years, so yeah, another great heel. I mean, I wish he was around the title a little bit more and he was actually held the title for a little bit longer, but either way, I loved what they did with him when he first came to WWE, and he was just great. I loved him a lot. He's that funny heel that I just love. And then we have Julia. She falls into the same category as Io Sky. She's a little hard to rank, and so would be Stephanie Vaquer, but I don't understand why she's not even on this list. Stephanie Vaquer should 100% be on here, but I don't know why she's not. But either way, I really do believe Julia falls into that same category as Io Sky. Great in-ring competitor, but it is definitely harder to understand her promos and kind of get behind her. It's her charisma that's going to carry her. Once she gets that down, I think she is going to be a really good superstar. And last but not least, we have Kalani Jordan. I don't understand why she's on this list, truthfully. Yes, she had a solid year, but does she belong on this list over Stephanie Vaquer? No, she does not. And so for that reason alone, I don't understand why Kalani Jordan's on this list. But with that being said, the winner, or the Slammy, goes to Obafemi. Obafemi, hands down, has had the best year. He's held the NXT North American title throughout the majority of the year. He lost it to, what's his face? Can't even think of his name, but Tony D'Angelo. He lost to Tony D'Angelo in the beginning of October, and then he won the NXT title from Trick and ever since then, oh my god, Obafemi is just so fantastic. He's so fun. He's just, God, I love Obafemi. He is just so damn good. And now we move on to another one of my favorite categories, and that being Match of the Year. We start with Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Another great match. This match was absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, the matches this year have been really, really good, and this one was one of those really, really good ones. Next, we have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. Phenomenal match. Just a great, great damn match. Hands down, one of the best. Then we have Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Fucking money right there. That, oh my god, that was a great feud. Great match. Match. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. As much as I would love to shit on their feud, this was a great match between the two of them. Probably their best one. Just a phenomenal match. Damian Priest versus Gunther. As much as I love to shit on both of these two, every so often, this match surprised the hell out of me. Honestly, this is probably the best match of the entire night. How good this was kind of surprising. Heavy hitting as always, but wow. I mean, this was just a really good match. If you don't remember it or haven't watched it before, seriously, you should go back and watch it. It was one of the best ones. It's the second to last match on the card. So go back and watch it. It was a really damn good match. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. Another fantastic match. Unfortunately, you already knew the outcome of it because they were no chance in hell they were going to take the title off the Golden Boy in one reign. That was not going to happen. But either way, phenomenal feud. Or match. Feud. Both, honestly. But this is more around the match. But phenomenal match. No pun intended, by the way. Next, we have the men's War Game match. And quite frankly, I don't really know why it's on here. I'll be honest with you. It was a good match, but I don't think it deserves to be on here. Then we have Bayley versus Io Sky. I'm glad it's getting its love. This match definitely deserves to be on here. I think it was a phenomenal match, and it does not get enough recognition. Then we have Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Another fucking fantastic match. They did the thing where it looked like the hero, the face was down and out with Sami Zayn, but he would not give up, and they just did it so damn well. And then Sami Zayn pulling out the brain buster on the turnbuckle. Wow. I mean, that was just fantastic. Fun match. And then we have Gunther versus Randy Orton at Passion Berlin. Unfortunately, this falls into the category of you knew Gunther was not going to lose. So it was really there to just put Gunther over in the sense of in-ring work. And it did that. It was a great in-ring match. One of the best ones of the year, so I'm glad it's getting its love. And last but not least, we have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins on the Raw debut on Netflix. Another fantastic match. These two create money whenever they're together, kind of like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. They create money. CM Punk just creates money with whoever he's with, but so does Seth Rollins. So, an absolute fantastic match. But the Slammy Award goes to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I just remembered being blown away by this match. Even though it lasted a while, even the time that the people were not out there all coming in at once, doing their little spots, that match alone was just fantastic before that match. I mean, if you go back and watch the stuff preluding to what came towards the end of the match, it was still a great fucking match, guys. And I'm sorry I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs, but yes, this was just a fantastic match. And again, if you don't remember how good this was before everything started happening towards the end of the match, you really should go back and watch it. It was one of those just great matches. Now we move on to a category that I don't really understand is on here, but WTF moments of the year. We start with R-Truth calling Triple H Tommaso Ciampa. Why? Then we have Kevin Owens in the car for his interviews and stuff. His car interviews. Okay. Why is this on here? I don't know. Chelsea Green going in a dumpster. What? Dom and being in the shark cage. Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Yeah, definitely. That was a moment that we haven't seen in a while. I liked it a lot. Speed and Logan Paul at this past year's WrestleMania making that entrance, or whatever you want to call it. Just I Show Speed with Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Yeah, good, funny. Does it deserve a Slammy? I don't think so. LA Knight in Logan Paul's pool. What? John Cena and R-Truth wrestling together. What? Tama Tonga doing his weird ass noises. Jacob Fatu saying, "I love you, Solo." And then the Wyatt 6 debut. This is the only one that actually deserves to be on here. Why are the other ones on here? What? The Slammy Award goes to easily the Wyatt 6 debut. I mean, Chad Gable basically died. There's not much I can say about this one. I mean, what? Why is this a category? Now we move on to Social Star of the Year, meaning who is on social media a lot and doing just whatever they can to entice the viewers and just anything on social media. We only have 2 nominees this year, and one being Chelsea Green. I've seen her on social media, but she is not the most memorable one. She has done a great job, I will say that, but I would not say she's the most memorable one. The most memorable one goes to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has been so damn funny on social media. If you go and watch his social medias, go to his Twitter or his X account, he'll have that pinned comment that says, "I am bored at work, LOL." That's when he did that at Seth Rollins in the past WrestleMania, the first match of Sunday night. That was just funny. And then he loses the title 5 minutes later. Oh my god, that was just that. Yeah, I think you can already tell who the Slammy is going to. Drew McIntyre wins the Slammy Award for this one. Drew McIntyre was just fucking hilarious this year. And now we are on to Breakout Superstar of the Year. First, we start with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has been a fantastic breakout superstar this year. I think he has taken WWE by storm since he has come in. Then we have Lyra Valkyria. She did a fantastic job when she first came in, but then entered a very long lull of doing absolutely nothing, it felt like. Then we have Penta. Why is he on this list? I'm sorry, why? He just got here. Then we have Obafemi. Obafemi definitely deserves to be considered for Breakout Superstar of the Year, but why are we including NXT and main roster people? I don't really know, but either way, Obafemi definitely deserves to be on here. Julia, same thing that I said the first time. That language barrier is going to be her downfall. I mean, I hate to break it to you, and I hate to be that person, but that is seriously going to be her downfall. She is not going to be able to connect with audiences if she's not going to be able to show the charisma that she needs to show. Io Sky shows it for the most part, but it's not really what you need to see. And then we have Tiffany Stratton. She definitely deserves to be on here. She has had a fantastic year, and honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere, so that's kind of why she deserves to be on this list. And then we have Jacob Fatu. 100% belongs on this list. He just has taken off this year. Fantastic stuff, and I can't wait to see what's next for him. He is just fantastic. Then we have Chelsea Green. She is kind of same thing as Tiffany Stratton. She has just taken off this year. She's made this year hers. First inaugural US champion, as I said before. Fantastic stuff. And now we have Stephanie Vaquer on this list. Why the hell is she on this list, but she's not on Female Superstar of the Year? What? Like, why? But either way, yes, Stephanie Vaquer deserves to be on here. She just unified the women's titles down there in NXT. Amazing stuff. And this past Tuesday, she just defended both of them on the same show and retained both of them. She is just fantastic. And the Slammy Award goes to Jacob Fatu. I don't think there was any question about who this was going to. As soon as Jacob Fatu burst on the scene, he took off and there was no catching him. Jacob Fatu is far in the lead on this one. He is so far in the lead. He doesn't even need to be around the title to be interesting. And unfortunately, some of these people fall into that category where they need to have a title on them to stay interesting or to stay relevant. But Jacob Fatu hasn't even been around a title once, and if he has been, it's more or less been like a qualifying match that he ends up losing because of outside interference. But either way, fantastic stuff from Jacob Fatu this year. And last but certainly not least, we have Male Superstar of the Year. Let's go through the nominees. First, we have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, again, has had a fantastic 2024. Won the championship from Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 and just has had a great run throughout. All of his matches were very, very good outside of Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, because quite frankly, Solo Sikoa did not deserve to be in that match. It was only there for Roman Reigns' return. So with that being said though, I really do believe Cody Rhodes has had a fantastic year so far, and quite frankly, I would say he is right there, like the finalist of finalists to win this award. Next we have Roman Reigns. Kind of like Rhea Ripley a while ago, I don't understand why he's on this list. I really don't. Roman Reigns has not really been here throughout this calendar year. I don't really understand why he's on the list. He's, as I said, he's barely been here, so it's like I don't really get it. Obviously, it's Roman Reigns. I mean, whenever he's in the ring or puts on a match or puts on a, I don't even know what you want to call it. Whenever he's just there, everything is phenomenal. But he was just not featured enough, in my opinion, and that obviously comes down to a scheduling thing with him. So yeah, with that being said, I don't really think Roman Reigns really deserves to win the Slammy Award this year. Next, we have the Ring General, Gunther. I think Gunther has had a great year, but some of it has been a little shaky, and that is due to the fact that he was not really featured throughout most of the year since he won the world title, and when he was featured, he wasn't featured very prominently. He didn't have enough matches with his title, and I'm saying this as if he's already lost the title, because I think we can all assume that he's going to lose it at WrestleMania this year. But with that being said, I really do believe Gunther has had a great year with what he's been given. You know, he lost the IC title at WrestleMania, but that was for bigger things to come. He won the world title from Damian Priest at SummerSlam, and ever since that time, he just took off. And then when he was trying to win Queen and King of the Ring, I'm glad they gave it to him. You know, they allowed him to beat Randy Orton, even though it was a little of a botched finish. So they gave them a rematch at Bash in Berlin for the title, and Gunther was just put over by Randy Orton in a phenomenal match. So I really do believe these two did a great job, you know, putting over Gunther. But Gunther has just done a great job with anyone he's been with, you know, outside of a few people, you know, but whenever he is given time, he has done a great job with it, and he's just fun, you know, he's a fun character. CM Punk, yes, CM Punk has been absolutely phenomenal this year. I mean, I love him, even though he's not been anywhere around a title this year. He has still been great. Any chance you get to see him, he is the show, you know. I mean, he is the show. When you go to watch Monday Night Raw, you're going to watch him. I mean, that's who you're really going to see, and that alone carries your rankings so high, because it's like he's not even involved with the title, and he still steals the show, which is unbelievable. Kudos to him. Next, we have Damian Priest. I don't really think Damian Priest should be on this list, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Priest definitely had a breakout year, that is for sure. So if you want to put him on breakout superstar of the year list, which he's not even on that list, I don't understand why, but he is not. He's more on male superstar of the year, which I do not believe Damian Priest deserves. He's had a good year, don't get me wrong, from cashing in at WrestleMania and beating Drew McIntyre, obviously, within 5 minutes of Drew's reign to, you know, win the title from him. And then he held the title up until SummerSlam. That reign was not as bad as many people want to say it was. That reign was actually pretty solid for the most part. He would defend it on every single PLE up to, you know, SummerSlam. I think he only missed one, and that being King and Queen of the Ring, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, he did a really good job with all the matches he was given. His promo skills got so much better just by being a champion. Unfortunately, he is falling into that stage of being Hulk Hogan in the sense of he never loses anymore, he never looks weak, and it's kind of affecting his character right now. But with that being said, Damian Priest, I guess, is on this list. I don't know why. Next, we have Drew McIntyre, who absolutely deserves to be on this list. Drew McIntyre absolutely carried WWE on its back throughout 2024. He absolutely carried it. He made anything he was a part of so much fun, so good. I can't say enough about Drew McIntyre, honestly. He has just had a great year, and quite frankly, he was just in the same boat as CM Punk. You know, some of this has to do with CM Punk. You know, Punk helped make him be so fun, but at the same time, it's like McIntyre did this on his own as well. So you can't give all the props to Punk because they did it together. It was an equally fantastic feud between the two of them, but even when they were not feuding, Drew McIntyre was still just a funny character, a funny heel who's just so good, you know? He is just good. He's so good at what he does. Next, we have main event Jey Uso. Jey Uso's Yeet movement has taken off this year. Jey Uso has gotten so popular with the crowd, so popular with the fans. I'll be honest with you, I don't really understand the hype behind him. I mean, I've said it for a while now. I don't think he is as good in the ring as his brother, and he's not even that good of a talker. You know, his brother's a better talker as well. But still, Jey Uso's had a great year with getting over with the crowd. He won the IC title this year, and yeah, that was really all he did in terms of accolades this year. But in terms of getting over with the fans, or just getting over in general, he has done that, and for that reason alone, he gets on this list. And last but not least, we have Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, again, just like Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, he may not have been around the title much, but he makes gold, no pun intended, with anything that he is around. So yeah, Seth Rollins, not much needs to be said about him. He's been this way for a long time. And the Slammy Award goes to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, again, he's just the best. Drew McIntyre, he easily should win this award. I think he has done an absolutely phenomenal job this year. I can't say enough about him. Yeah, Drew McIntyre wins the Men's Slammy Award. That concludes all of the Slammy Awards that would be given out. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about who I gave the Slammy Awards to, who you guys agree with, who you guys may disagree with. Again, this is probably a bit longer of a video, but I'm going to try my best to not make it too long. Either way, this has just been a fun video to make in general, because giving my opinion on who should win each of these awards, I don't know, it's just a fun thing to do. So please tell me down below if you agree with any of them, or if you don't agree, who would you pick to actually win the Slammy Award this year? But with that being said, I'll see you next time.